Do you want to know why you should upgrade your headset to the Odyssey Conical Tall headset? Today we're going to do and explain a review on the Odyssey Conical Tall headset. Before we tell you all the ins and outs about this, we want you to hang tight because throughout the video we're going to tell you how to subscribe to our channel and win a bunch of free parts from our shop, and also win a free bicycle from us, free of charge. We're also going to tell you all the little specs about this headset, what are the fine details that come on this headset, and where you can buy this headset. So yeah, first of all, we get a lot of people wondering why they should upgrade their stock headset on their complete bike to the Odyssey headset. There's a lot of reasons why. Most of the stock bikes that come with the integrated headset, a lot of them are designed to basically be an introductory bike, and when we say introductory bike, it's more of a bicycle that gets you started in BMX. Yeah, it's better than the brands or the bicycles at the department store, but at the same time, it's kind of a jump to going into like a skate park riding or a dirt jumping, sport. But the whole thing is that it's built a little bit, actually it's built a lot better than the department store's bikes. The geometry is a lot better. It's pretty much a similar geometry as like an aftermarket bike, but they use lower quality materials to get you at a price point that's affordable to get into it. It makes no sense to start off on a pro bicycle with full chromoly everything, sealed bearings, everything, if you're just gonna ride around town and maybe jump a little bit here and there and not really get into the sport. If you're not really trying to get into the sport and you just want it for show, I guess that's kind of good for the department store bicycles and stuff like that, but it's definitely, we don't recommend it. It's kind of weird because it's a brand or a bicycle that's not really made to jump. It just kind of looks like it. It's kind of buying like a Ferrari body kit or something like that. I don't know, you just look kind of like a dork. You're not really into it. It's kind of like maybe buying a fake jersey or something like that, a fake Barcelona jersey, or a fake knockoff Nike t-shirt from the swap meet or something like that. I don't know. If you go and buy if you go buy a department store bike, nobody's really gonna tell you, hey, that's a department store bike to your face, but everybody kind of knows it, and we kind of just know that you're that guy. So, starting off with like an actual quality bike from a lot of the brands that actually ride BMX and sponsor BMXers, you kind of want something like that because it's an actual bicycle, I would say. It's kind of like buying like a Honda or something like that. You want a Honda because there's a lot of parts that fit on it. You could change it and stuff like that. And maybe you don't want a Honda. You want a Ford or anything else, a Subaru, and any other brand. That's a good quality car, and that's kind of the brands that we carry here on our website. The idea of it is to start somewhere and then be able to fall in love with it and then upgrade and go as your pockets can kindly deal with it. And a lot of the stock bikes that we carry here in our shop and a lot of other bicycles that they sell at other bicycle shops in general, they tend to have like the higher end parts. Not really like high-end parts. It's more of like, hey, let's get you a small sprocket, let's get you some sealed cranks, let's get you a sealed wheel. We know the wheels blow up a lot. Let's get you a decent wheel because you're gonna be jumping on it. Maybe a double wall wheel or single wall hard anodized ram. It comes with the 24.4 seat post. It comes with a bunch of products that you could actually upgrade. A lot of the department store bikes are not really made to upgrade or anything like that, and that goes for like the headsets on those bikes and the headsets that come with like aftermarket bikes that we sell here at our store. But the main thing is that they're designed to upgrade. Department stores aren't. IBD, which is independent bike dealers, bicycles, they're made to upgrade. So it's kind of a stepping stone to creating a good quality bicycle and eventually swapping out the frame or something like that. It's kind of like when you get a car, you could have the car and everything like that, but you're not really a race car until you swap out the motor or you build the motor. So same idea in BMX. But like I said, A lot of the bikes come with integrated headset, and if you got a bicycle that has an integrated headset, we definitely recommend upgrading to the Odyssey Conical sealed headset. And there's a big difference between unsealed headset and a sealed headset. Pretty much it's CNC precision sealed, so they have to be within like decimals of millimeters to like the actual size. Whereas like an unsealed ball bearing headset, it's kind of just really close, and then they just kind of smash together, and that allows a lot of dirt and grime to get in there. And just quite frankly, they don't hold up because there's a lot of moving parts on there. There's a lot of little things that could fall apart, and that kind of stuff, they kind of, I would say they want you to upgrade, but at the same time they have to put something a little bit less quality, because they need these bicycles to be at the right price point. And a headset's really easy to swap out. It's really cheap. They rather spend a little bit more money on the sealed 3-piece crank or a sealed back wheel rather than like changing out the headset, because you can get a headset for about like 20 to 30 bucks for a nice sealed headset. So it's not very expensive. It's a little bit more than a pair of grips, and that's why you should upgrade your headset, because a lot of those bikes, they don't come with a sealed headset. If you want to know what a sealed headset looks like and what an unsealed headset looks like, an unsealed headset is pretty much if you pull the forks apart and you pull all the retainers off and the races, you can actually see the ball bearings. Whereas if you take a sealed headset, you can't really pull it apart. So that's the idea, is where they say sealed. It's kind of like a Christmas present where it's sealed and you can't really peek in there. I know a lot of you guys peek in your Christmas presents, but same thing, you can kind of peek in here, you can pop the dust shield, and you could check out the bearings and add grease or degrease them and stuff like that. But it's not really like mandatory, because these tend to seal it off and they keep the grease in there, keep the dirt out, keep the water out, stuff like that. And it's precision, so it's machined down to like really fine increments. So having a sealed headset is definitely going to add quality to your bike, and it's also going to add a little bit easier bar spins to your bicycle. So with that said, it's definitely an awesome upgrade. It's very cheap for your stock bike. You can make it spin a lot smoother and stuff like that. And a lot of people nowadays, they want to raise their bars a little bit, and basically just add some spacers. So if most of your stock bikes, they have a bunch of spacers on the forks and stuff like that, those little spacers, they make it really easy for your headset to come loose, because the more moving parts something has, the more likely it has a chance to fail. So if you have a bunch of spacers and stuff like that, it's easy for these things to shift and slide and create a little bit of a, it allows it to like compress a little bit and then causes it to shake. So if you're having problems with the headset shaking and stuff like that, definitely recommend getting sealed bearings and stuff like that, and possibly a taller cap, and get rid of as many spacers as you can. A lot of the pros, if you look at their bikes, that's how they ran, and it just makes your life easier. Bikes are super simple now. We don't have to wrench on the top compression bolt on your forks. It's threaded, and then to keep your headset tight. Back in the day when I rode, our headsets were 1-inch threaded, and they had threads on the forks, and they had threads inside the top cap of the headset, and you had to spin it down, and you had another piece that would lock it down, and then it had a little slit on the side, and that had a little key washer in there that would keep it from spinning. But yeah, most definitely, those headsets weren't very good. I'm very glad that they came up with the 1.8-inch threadless headsets, and very cool. So we told you how to upgrade your bike to a sealed headset, and also too, we want to let you know that you can win a bunch of free bike parts from us. All you got to do is subscribe to our channel, like this video, and then turn on your notification bell, so every time we post a video, you can you have a chance to enter our contest. And at 1,000 subscribers, we're gonna give away a bunch of free parts from our bike shop. So we're gonna give out tires, grips, pedals, seat, and give it to one of you guys for just leaving a comment below, letting us know what you like about these videos, what you don't like about these videos, pretty much anything on your mind. We're gonna do some tech tips, so I can talk about a little bit more about the headsets and stuff like that. So if you want to know more about that, headsets and how to put it together, leave a comment below. Let me know that's something you want me to do a tech tip on, and then I'll show you guys how to put a headset together. Very, very easy, and the way it's put together. So there's actually a little diagram here on the box. So if you buy this headset right here, it has a diagram so you know exactly how to put your headset together. So definitely buy this headset if you don't know how to do it and you need instructions. Pretty cool. But yeah, you can see that on the box. But yeah, maybe pause that video right there so you can check it out if you're worried about that. But yeah, let's kind of talk about the headset. So first off, first thing is that most people notice, and I think bike riders, they kind of think that all bearings are the same, and yeah, they are pretty similar, but they're all manufactured differently. The higher costing headsets are, how do you say, a little bit more time and money invested into those. That's why they have a little bit higher priced. Yeah, the bearings are real similar. Yeah, they're all 45 degree, and that's what fits in the integrated headsets. But the thing is that the money that they spend in actually creating them and making it their own is what differentiates the price and makes one headset a little bit better than the other. So let's kind of talk about this this Odyssey one. So the first thing I noticed on this headset is that it's got some pretty cool headset spacers, and it's got 3 headset spacers. There's a 2.2mm ones, and then it looks like a 4mm one. But these come with the headset so that you can stack a little bit more. So if you're riding the headset like this, it'll stack up real tall. So just to kind of add some flexibility. And some of you with a stock frame or stock bike, you might not run any spacers because the fork's not going to be super long unless you have a gyro or something like that. If your bike comes stock with a gyro, you're probably going to want to put these washers on to give your gyro a lot more throw and allow the brakes to actually stop. I see a lot of people slam it like this, and it doesn't give the brakes enough cable to pull up and to actually stop your bicycle. So definitely check that out. Like I said, if you want to know more about gyros, comment that below as well. The main cool thing I think about this cap is that it's 15 millimeters thick. And now from 15 millimeters thick, what I'm trying to talk about is how thick it is from here to here. So it's gonna actually lift your stem up, not necessarily 15 millimeters. You gotta subtract the thickness of your current headset, which is probably about 5 millimeters. So it's this one to this one. So it might be 10 millimeters taller to take out those washers. So that's the number one thing. It brings your bars up. If you're running a top load stem, it brings your bars up as well, and it just makes it a little bit more easier controlled. A lot of the avid riders and professional BMXers, they like to have their stem up a little bit higher because instead of being like really far down and causing your back to crunch over, it lifts you up more, making you stand up more like a an actual human, and instead of being crunched over and making it really hard to pull up. Because if you think about like manuals, it's easier to manual once you're leaned back like this rather than being crunched over your bars. Another thing too is with the top load stem and your bars a little bit taller, it actually brings the whole flexibility. I don't know how to explain this. You got to think about it. The bars are down here in front of your stem. It's going to pull a little bit different because it's kind of like a, how do you say, like a teeter-totter, and pulling it sideways like that, it's going to be a little bit harder. But if you bring the bars up and then back above the actual stem, it's going to pull the bars back a lot more. Even though it has the same raise, I guess the same reach, if it still has 50 millimeters of reach, it's just going to bring it up taller. And the actual stem is not going to flex the same as it would with the front load stem. I think a front load stem is going to have less flexing because you're actually flexing into the little elbow rather than the top, where it's, I don't know if it's really flexing though, because like they're built pretty tough, and the thing is that the cap's a little bit different, so you're probably pulling more on the cap rather than the actual stem flexing. But if you have a lower end stem, it might flex a lot. But but he just pulls it in a different way, brings it up more out, and the bend of the bars and stuff like that. Now you're actually pulling up a little bit higher, and the bars are flexing. I would say the bars probably flex a little bit more on that with the bars up on the top load stem. But I don't know. I'm not really a scientist. I would love to really see how the bars and everything react to it. Maybe one of these days when I get enough money, we can build a machine and check out how they flex and stuff like that. But a lot of the pros like it, mainly because on the bars, it actually pulls the bottom bands up a lot higher. And with doing that is you can still have the same height bar. Let's say you have a 10-inch bar and you have like a 9-inch bar. They may be the same level on flat ground, both the handlebars, but the actual bar being up taller is actually gonna give you more leg room. So like if you're doing like a tuck 3, you might wanna, you might be able to like get inside the pocket a little bit more. And from my experience riding bigger bars and like a top load stem, I definitely could tell that when I do 360s and stuff like that, like I can really tuck my knees and get over the front end of the bike. And it just feels way nicer to be able to do that. And also too is like turn downs, tuck nut handers, they feel a lot better. Just being able to get in that pocket, almost like a street bike where you're like hugging the tank. So with the bars down super low, I noticed that my bars are kind of like hitting my knees, and it was just, causing a lot of discomfort. So definitely with the top load cap, it makes it really, really cool to do that. Now let's talk a little bit about the bearings and stuff like that. So yeah, these are a little bit different than most bearings. I've seen a lot of sealed headsets, and they tend to be a little bit different, but they all look really, really similar. But there's a few things that I noticed that are different with these. But before we talk about that, we'll talk a little bit about the races. So the bottom race, this comes with like a pretty generic bottom race. It has a slit in here so it could slide over your actual fork. I see a lot of customers, they actually buy this headset or buy another headset and they come with something similar like this, and their forks have an integrated race on there. And if you're wondering what it is, it's an actual little chamfer right here, and it's chamfered at like a 45. So that's where this actual bearing sits. And I've seen a lot of customers, they put this on there, and this side doesn't really have that. It has like a rounded out spot, and that kind of wobbles and stuff like that on the fork, and it never keeps it tight, ends up jacking up their frame. So if you're riding a fork with the integrated race, don't run this thing. This is kind of an old school thing. Like if you have an 1.8" threadless frame and you have cups inside of it, a lot of those forks tend to have no race on it, and this thing slides over it. But they give you this because they never know, and they probably make tons of these things that never get used. I got a big old box in the back full of those that nobody ever buys or even asks for. Rarely we get them to ask for it. But another thing it comes is this little compression piece. This goes on the top. This one also too has a little slot on it. But if you look at this one's aluminum one. The bottom one's steel. Sometimes the bottom ones on other headsets are aluminum too, but they got a big, like, not really that big, but they're a little bit bigger than like the actual bottom, and they stick out a lot to kind of cover the bearing. So you can notice them distinctly by that. Another thing is that these ones kind of have like a little bit of step on them, so that it raises it up a little bit, and what that does is it allows the cup not to hit the actual bearing. I see a lot of people, they kind of rig their headsets, don't really know what they're doing, and they put the wrong headset cap on there, or they throw away some pieces, they put it on, and then the headset actually rubs the frame, and then the headset never gets tight. If you don't know what you're doing, take it to bike shops because they know what they're doing. I know it may seem simple, they may fix it real fast, but they have many, many years of actually doing it. They put a ton of these headsets together, and just because they can fix it in 5 minutes doesn't mean it's not worth, $10, $20 to pay them. You're paying for their knowledge, not their actual time. You're paying for it to be done really fast. So I would suggest not being rude to anybody that you go to the bike shop because they don't really like it. They're here to help you guys. They're not really here to like get harassed or anything like that, or treated like a jerk. More a sense, it's like it's a mutual thing. Is that if you can't fix it and you need help, go to the bike shop so they can help you out. But don't expect them to teach you how to actually do it, because they're not teachers. They're mechanics. They fix things. They don't teach they're not teachers, they don't go to school, so they don't teach you at school. So, I mean, definitely respect those guys, and if you need some help, definitely just be cool with them. Eventually, they might see that you're really into it, and that they go, hey, you know what, this guy's always coming in, helping us out, you know what I mean? And they might even tell you it. So get on their good side, because you don't want to be on their bad side, because they'll never help you out. I've been in a lot of bike shops, a lot of guys are jerks, and you know, I mean, quite frankly, I could understand why. A lot of our customers, and a lot of customers I've dealt with when I worked at other shops, it's not their fault. It's just they have a lack of knowledge. They don't have somebody to teach them how things work. They may not have a dad. They may not have a mom. They come from all kinds of places. So it's really like a learning experience. So definitely go in a shop, respect them, because they can help you out a lot. They're not there to be a jerk to you. They're there to work and stuff like that. And if they keep seeing you come in, they like that, and then eventually their heart opens up and they end up helping you out. A lot of these guys have been like the most awesome dudes I've ever met. A lot of the shops that I've been into, the dudes are just super, super cool. They just want to be treated with respect the same way that you want to be treated with respect at school. But yeah, definitely you can tell by this race though. If you don't know how to figure it out, just, you know, I mean, maybe Google it, look at this YouTube, make a comment below, tell me, hey, you know what, I want to know more about a headset, how to put it together. So if you want to know and you want to be more of a do-it-yourselfer, total respect to you guys, because that's where I was. I spent a lot of money breaking stuff and eventually learning how to do it. So if you're trying to be a do-it-yourselfer, definitely leave us a comment below. Definitely try to fix stuff. Definitely expect to spend more money, because you're actually breaking stuff to learn how to do it. But eventually you'll get it, and that's the whole idea, is growing and learning. So keep that stuff up, guys. I see a lot of you guys out there doing it yourself, and I think that's really, really cool. If you don't want to pay for somebody to do it, that's awesome. Learn it, and learn it at your own expense and at your own time. Yeah, keep doing that stuff. But yeah, so there's that piece, and this piece goes on the top headset. So when that thing goes on the top headset, the cap will go on, and then you can put as many spacers as you want or whatever. But long story short, it goes together pretty simple, but it may take a couple times to put it together. Don't crank on stuff, because you might damage it. But if you want to know the diagram, the specs and stuff like that, check out the Odyssey headset. But this one's not exactly the same as all their headsets, so you might run into some problems, because this is for the Odyssey headset. So if you want to know the specs about this one, or want to buy a headset, maybe you should buy this headset, and it can help you out putting it together. But yeah, let's check out these bearings. So what's super, super cool that I noticed on these bearings is that they got some really, really cool laser etching on it. And this is what I don't see on a lot of headsets. This is super, super cool, just because it adds a little bit of quality to it. And by quality, it's not really, I would say, you can't really tell what metal is better than the other unless you actually like test it, or you see it manufactured, or you know exactly where it's coming from. But from Odyssey's reputation, they always have great quality bearings and stuff like that. But the cool thing is that they signed it. When somebody signs something, it kind of shows like, hey, this is mine, I stand behind it, this is something good, and I know it's good. If a company's not really putting their logo or anything on it, like if it breaks, it can be like, hey, it's somebody else's. So very cool idea from Odyssey, and it just looks really, really cool that you're able to have a high-end headset. But if you notice, there's one that's right side up, and then on this side it's upside down. That's so it can be flipped and be used for the top one. So like I said before, these are in another video. If you want to know more about headsets and a little bit more about stuff, check out the other videos that we have on our website at stagbmx.com. Go under headsets and you can see other videos with headsets, and we explain a little bit more things about other stuff. So definitely check out a lot of our videos, because they'll tell you a little bit more about headsets. Not really going to get into all that, but this one's just kind of talking about this stuff. But yeah, the headset in the other video talks about how these headset bearings are exactly the same. So if you got that weirdo friend, don't mix them up. No, these are exactly the same. These are totally the same. You can use them for the top and bottom. Obviously they are, because Odyssey, you know, I mean, labeled it out right there. So top or top or bottom. So they're a 45 degree. You can see on there it says 45 degree, 1 1/8. So these ones are super cool because they're laser etched, and then they also have like a really cool dust seal to distinguish them. I don't know, I kind of dig that super vibrant green, but yeah, that's pretty much it. These bearings, like I said, they're super sealed really good, and they just run really smooth. That's what I was trying to say. But they run really smooth, and I don't know, I think it's a great upgrade. I would never run a bike with the unsealed headset. This is something that I would probably purchase, something similar to it. Any of the headsets on our website, obviously I would buy and put it on my bike because I know they're gonna hold up, I know they're gonna spin smooth, I know they're gonna last a long time. If you tend to bail and crash a lot, you might damage these a little bit more than other people. But just expect to buy stuff if you're a thrasher, or you don't grease your stuff, or you throw it in water, dirt. But if you're just hard on your stuff, expect to replace simple things like this. And it's very cheap to just switch out the bearings every once in a while, especially if you had your bike for longer than a year or something like that. So very cool idea. But overall, that's the Odyssey Conical headset. The designers over there did a really awesome job with creating this headset. Let's put this back together. But yeah, mad props to those guys over there. Shout out to all the distributors, Barney that helps us out over there at Full Factory in Buena Park, and yeah, always comes through with the losing it. Let me grab that stuff real quick. But yeah, so all this stuff right here. This is the Odyssey Conical headset. Yeah, good job, Odyssey. I love the laser etching on it. I love the anodized. And this headset comes in 4 different colors. It comes in black, polished, white, and anodized blue. If you like any of those colors, don't wait. Make sure you go and buy that color headset that you like right away, because if you don't, it might get sold out. You think that they make a million of these, but they sometimes do, and they sometimes don't. Most of the time they don't, and they end up selling out of them, and then you don't get what you want. We get a lot of customers always calling after the fact, after they're sold out, and I could tell that they've called a million different shops trying to find it. They sound really distressed. So save up your money, work hard, do some odds and ends, wheel and deal with your parents. Tell them if you come up with half, if they paid the other half, you can get a headset. Parents really love when you actually work for what you got instead of just getting a handout. It definitely helps you out, builds character, it builds your future. You'll learn how to do a lot of things in the future. So definitely work hard, because you might be able to work at Odyssey like these guys do. They ride bikes and they make cool bike parts. So mad props to those dudes. They're still doing it. I've seen you guys for a long time. Jim Bauer that does a lot of artwork and stuff like that. Very cool box. Just looks super awesome. A lot of these guys that are already creating this stuff, the team riders putting the input, Walter Pairinger that films the videos, doing an awesome job. But yeah, very cool job from them. Props to them. But if you wanted to find this headset or buy it, you can buy it on our website at stagbmx.com, and all the headsets on there fit most of the bikes on our bike. If the bike's $309.95 or higher, any of these headsets will fit it. Yeah, any of the forks will fit these. Any stems will fit any of these headsets. Pretty much like everything's interchangeable on our website. So if you're scared to buy something, just make sure that you buy your bike from our website, and then anything that you want can pretty much swap out on our website. So it makes it real easy for you guys to be able to shop, or to tell your mom, hey, check out this website. You can buy anything on there. Anything will fit on my bicycle. I like these green tires, or I want green tires for my birthday, or I want this for the holidays. And it makes it real easy for parents, because they can go nuts trying to buy you something and not knowing what to buy you. And if you know that we have all the quality stuff, they know that we have the quality stuff, and everything will fit. Makes our lives easier, makes yours lives easier, makes everybody happy, and we just have a good day of riding bikes and keeping that bike moving and not wasting any money. But to show thanks to you guys for supporting our shop, we're gonna do a giveaway at 1,000 subscribers, like I said earlier, and then we're also gonna do a giveaway at 5,000 subscribers, and we're gonna give away a bike retailed at $299.95, shipped to you free of charge to get you guys started riding. So if you don't have money, make sure that you like this video, make sure you turn on your notification bell so every time we post a video, you guys get a notification. Make sure if you have like Facebook or anything like that, you share it so that we could get to those numbers quicker so you can get this prize or win the prize, because every time we hit a certain level, we're going to give away more stuff. So we're going to give away that bike at 5,000 subscribers to you, and all you got to do is do that, and then make sure you comment below, let us know what you liked about this video, what you didn't, other tech tips that you want to know, how to put on a headset, how to put cranks together, how to build a wheel, how to put on tire, how to put your seat post on, how to put a pivotal post on, how to put a sprocket on, how to put a chain together, how to put your pedals on right, how to take your pedals off right. I don't know, there's tons of stuff. How to cut your forks, how to cut your bars. I don't know. Those are just a couple things off the top of my head. Maybe even how to take off peg sleeves. I know that's really hard for a lot of people, but I got a lot of tricks and tips for all that stuff. I've been doing it for a long time. I tear up a lot of bikes, and I continue to keep doing this stuff so I can help you guys out a lot. So thanks for your guys' support. I appreciate you guys. Subscribe, or not subscribe, make sure you follow us on Instagram at StackBMX. Shop, and follow us, or you can follow me at Can't Stop LA on IG as well. If you guys buy anything from our website, make sure you put your Instagram in the little notes bar on the bottom when you're gonna check out. It's when you actually your parts are all laid out there, and before you actually type in your shipping address and stuff, there's a little note bar on the bottom. So if you type in there your Instagram, we'll give you a shout out on our actual page. And then once you get your products, take a picture of the order, and then we'll post it on our story and tag you, and people could go there and follow you and stuff like that. So thank you guys for supporting our shop. I've been super busy. I'm here working extra late right now. I'm very tired. I was up super early, but I'm here because I like BMX and I want to get back to BMX in a different way. Nobody's doing products reviews like I am, and I just want to do it more in depth of all the awesome products that people are making. So definitely thank you for supporting my shop. Thank you for watching these videos. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to me when you guys get your products and I ship it out to you guys, and you guys are able to ride it and ride good quality products. So thanks a lot. Have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow.